An expelled student at a historically black university, Howard University in fact, is suing the college for $8 million after he claims he was racially discriminated against. Now, he's white, and among his many complaints was that a group message in which other students were included, basically they called him Mayo King, and he didn't like it. Okay.
But they call him King, that's royalty.
They did call him King, okay.
It's elevating, position of honor.
Let me just pause for anyone who has already freaked out over, oh, you're being unfair, he shouldn't feel uncomfortable like that. Okay, he went out of his way to provoke students on race-based topics and then got upset when the students bit back with things like Mayo King. Okay, so let's get to the details. We'll list what he's alleging and then we'll give you the other side as well. So representing himself in his 11-count lawsuit, Michael Newman, who enrolled in the fall of 2020 on a scholarship, argued that he faced discrimination on a scale none of my classmates likely ever experienced. We gotta pause right there. You are going to a historically black college.
That's a shockingly spicy take from a Mayo man.
What is wrong with you?
He knows what he's doing when he says that.
Oh my God.
I presume, I don't know him. I have no idea, maybe he's wonderful. The evidence that's been presented thus far would lead me to believe he's probably not, but maybe he's fine. But I hope that that's not ignorance that would lead you to make a claim like that.
So Newman's lawsuit, look, his filing was short, only 70 pages, and is written in the third person since he's serving as his own lawyer.
No,
I love this guy.
That's fair. That's fair. It should be in the third person.
Let's invite him on the show. Come on, I want to hear him make his case. No, I'm serious.
We don't have time if it takes 70 pages.
We have to invite him on the show.
Okay, let's invite him.
Okay, Michael Newman. I want to hear him defend himself and this case because I'm fascinated by it.
Sure.
So there's more. In the lawsuit, he reveals that he repeatedly made offensive race-based declarations. So multiple times throughout the suit, Newman says other students characterized his comments as racist, insensitive, sexist, and offensive. The tension started when he stated in a class group me, okay, where I part with the black community is where they believe government solves problems, I only see it causing problems. So, yeah. First, look, I don't think it's offensive for someone to feel that more government leads to more problems. I disagree with that. It depends on how government's involved. Clearly, it depends on who's in government. But you're
Wait,
also
then what could possibly be racist about what he said then?
Treating the black community, as he calls it, as a monolith, because they're not all the same. They all have different beliefs and different ideas and different political views, so there's that. So he added that he wanted to discuss further whether black voters didn't question turning to government for solutions. I think we could read between the lines there.
I think we've all been in a class with this person as well. Not this exact
person. Not
me,
I have not experienced someone like this in my classes. Interesting, okay. Newman said in the suit that some students engaged with him on his comments while others acted with acrimony. Well, yeah, when you say things that are meant to be provocative, you'll get a response. And that's the thing that I want people to understand.
That was the goal.
By the way, his right to share his views should be protected, right?
Yeah, it should.
But you don't get to silence students who disagree with your views. And that's what it sounds like. He's offended that the students had their own views and they fought back. Sure, they insulted him, but did he consider that maybe he insulted them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is actually more offensive, making a reference to him being an anthropomorphic condiment or claiming that a community of tens of millions of people all have the exact same position on political philosophy. Which of those is actually more offensive? By the way, don't call him the Mayo King. First of all, save it for the next Democratic primary. I want it to have more sting when Buttigieg finally announces. Second of all, he wants you to call him that. This is me speculating. I don't represent TYT or myself too. I don't want to be sued. This is me speculating. Is this why he went there in the first place?
I don't know. I mean,
by the way, plenty of white students or students who are black go to HBCUs. Many of them are prestigious universities. Yeah. So there's nothing inherently suspect about going, but going and then picking a bunch of race-based fights and then suing for a ridiculous amount of money. This is purely speculation on them not making any specific claims about intent or anything like that, but one could read into that as a way to either make money or possibly get brought onto Fox News. Because I have a feeling this guy is powdering up for Tucker Carlson right now.
Can you imagine?
Speculation, just
John,
speculation.
You and I are atheists, right? Like, let's go to a church and just start saying provocative things to people of faith. And then get real upset when they're not nice to us.
And then sue, obviously.
And then sue when they're mad at us. Yeah, amazing.
But by the way, again, don't insult people in a group chat. And I'm saying that both to the people that insulted him and very much to him. Try to keep those things civil, or if it feels like it's moving in a different direction, just don't engage. Like, one of the things you will learn in college is that there are many people, and he seems to be one of them, that just desperately wants to fight with you about this sort of thing. And you don't actually have an obligation to take part in that.
So he ended up getting booted from the GroupMe chat because he was stirring up stuff. Around the same time, Newman said he made a comment in a class Zoom chat comparing himself as a Caucasian student at Howard Law to an African-American student at a primarily white university, Newman wrote in his lawsuit, Jesus. Let's keep going, which by the way, like doesn't really help his case at all. Other students being hostile toward him is an interesting accusation as he's being hostile to the students that he's accusing of being hostile to him. Now, he writes in the lawsuit that the treatment that he received, the vilification he suffered from really negatively impacted his mental health. But their attitude toward him isn't too surprising when he does stuff like this. Newman said in the suit that he shared a series of letters with his peers wherein he called into question some classmates' claims of past race-based harassment at other universities. He also shared a link to Uncle Tom, a documentary by right-wing commentator Larry Elder. Nonetheless, he went to administrators to complain about all of this. Newman also wrote that Howard University President Wayne Frederick asking for help to address racial discrimination and seeking reassurance that my status as a Caucasian student is equal to that of my African-American colleagues.
Oh God.
You guys get it. I mean, there's so much more I can get into. But like, guys, everything that I just outlined for you, he wrote in the suit. So the real question, and where I think the university is culpable, is what are your standards in accepting some of these students? Like,
scholarship. He obviously had good grades, I guess, in high school. This feels, again, speculation. This feels like the legal equivalent of a humiliation kink, is what it feels like. Like, I'm just gonna confess all my sins in this document.
I've been a bad, bad boy.
By the way, again, because we feel this knee-jerk need to constantly be fair, even though it's never once been acknowledged by the other side. Don't harass the person, like don't engage if you feel like that's the only way that the communication should go down. And everyone should be comfortable at these places, even nitwits who try to pick constant ideological fights to get a reaction. That said, they don't owe him $8 million. If anything, they've suffered mental trauma from having to have these interactions. I just want to get a statement from the president about having this kid sit across the desk from him and be like, I just want an acknowledgement that my pain is the same as everyone else's. They called me a Mayo boy.
Yeah, it's just.
That principal is now gonna have to think about that every day for the rest of his life. And then laugh, but.
I don't care about them calling him Mayo King. Like, who cares, right? Like, but
it's not as bad as Cracker. I think we can all agree that.
Cracker will get you banned.
You'll be banned from Twitch for that.
Will get you banned, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like the argument I would make is what this guy seems to be desperately wanting is the reaction that he got.
Sure, yeah.
Right? 100%. So don't give him the pleasure of that reaction because that's what he wants. He wants to trigger you, he wants to upset you, he wants to provoke.
Yeah.
So don't let him. and ignore him like little pissant that he is.
Jeez, you just went way beyond me. God.
It's more accurate.
He probably preferred Mayo King.
I don't know what he prefers. I prefer he shut up and go away.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.